All right, let's watch this. Let's watch it together so we can confirm what I'm thinking I'm hearing. Where are we at?
Scanlon, we'll begin with you. You go first.
Good morning,
July
good morning,
27th.
Chairman Johnson and Ranking Member Scanlon, and members of the subcommittee. I'm Paula Scanlon, a spokeswoman and advisor for the Independent.
This room's got a lot of smart people, I would say. Look like it's a nice room. House Judiciary Committee holds hearing on gender affirming care policy. Okay.
Women's Forum, and a former NCAA athlete. I am here today to share my personal story. I started swimming at a very young age, and by age 8, I was swimming competitively. And by late middle school, I was devoting at least 20 hours per week to swimming. I gave up countless Christmas holidays, weekends, and social events to work towards my goal of swimming Division I. A dream that came true when I began swimming for the University of Pennsylvania. While I am not an NCAA champion, I hold the New England Independent School League record in the 400-yard freestyle relay, a record that has stood since March of 2017.
She's proud of that.
In September of 2021, Leah Thomas began participating as a member of the Penn women's team. Leah, formerly Will, had personal best times in every freestyle event that were faster than the women's world records. Once the season began, Thomas was leading the country in multiple events, while only placing in the top 500 in those events on the men's team.
Men's team.
Thomas later became an NCAA champion in the 500-yard freestyle, the first NCAA champion in our women's team history.
Competing against was a women champion? The first race ever? That don't seem fair.
Program. While many of you already know this, what you do not know is the experiences of the women on the University of Pennsylvania.
Her voice is cracking.
My teammates and I were forced to undress in the presence.
Did she just say forced?
Leah, a 6'4" tall biological male, fully intact with male genitalia, 18 times per week. Some girls opted to change in bathroom stalls, and others used the family bathroom to avoid this. When we tried to voice our concerns to the athletic department, we were told that Leah's swimming and being in our—
Oh, hold on. Tried to voice concerns? So I understand this. The teammates and Paula tried to voice concerns to the leadership. And what?
Our locker room was a non-negotiable, and we were offered—
We gotta go back. What? Let's go.
Concerns to the athletic department. We were told that Leah's swimming and being in our locker room was a non-negotiable, and we were offered psychological services to attempt to re-educate us uncomfortable with the idea of undressing in front.
Hold on, one more time. We got to do it. We got to. Oh no, wait. Oh, let's go back. You gotta hear it.
We were told that Leah's swimming and being in our locker room was a non-negotiable, and we were offered psychological services to attempt to re-educate us to become comfortable with the idea of undressing in front of a male. To sum up the university—
Hold on. Was there ever a vote for this by people? Apparently, you can't even talk about what it makes you feel like, because then you need to be reprogrammed. Why is this being talked about? Why weren't they voting? Why did the school? Did anybody vote? Did they just do this and then force? Wait, she did say force? She did say force. We gotta go back.
City's response: we, the women, were the problem, not the victims. We were expected to conform, to move over, and shut up. Our feelings didn't matter. The university was gaslighting and fear-mongering women to validate the feelings and identity of a male. As an attempt to voice my concern about the situation we were forced into, revealing the unjust and unfair treatment, I wrote an op-ed for the Daily Pennsylvanian, the student-run newspaper. I approached this from a scientific scientific, statistical
typical. I like that
perspective
word.
where I use my engineering background to discuss how Y chromosomes cannot be changed by any surgical procedure.
Okay, so I understand this to this point. Is she trying to prove that a male, even when they change to being a female, could be equal in athletic competition? Is that what she's now using her engineering degree to do? It seems that that's what she's trying to do.
Or systemic therapy.
Oh, no,
This
we got
biological
systemic
fact
therapy.
lends
What?
itself
I
to athletic advantage
gotta get smarter here.
systemic therapy. This
Come on.
perspective where I use my engineering background to discuss how Y chromosomes cannot be changed by any surgical procedure or systemic therapy. This biological fact lends itself to athletic advantages that cannot be mitigated by lowering testosterone levels, which are readily apparent in sports competitions and locker rooms. The Daily Pennsylvanian published my article on the evening of February 10th, 2022. Only a few hours later, my piece was retracted. I was given no notice nor reasoning. Again, I was silenced for my dissenting viewpoint and felt my First Amendment rights were denied by my university.
More
This is
what the
representative of
parents
a greater
thinking.
issue, the destruction of free speech. Today, any discussion maintaining the sanctity of women's spaces is labeled transphobic, bigoted, and hateful.
What?
What's bigoted and hateful is the discrimination against women and the efforts to erase women and our equal opportunities, dignity, and safe spaces. One might ask, why do I speak so passionately about issues that seem hypothetical, or some may perceive as only impacting a small number of women? This is not hypothetical. This is real. I know women who have lost roster spots and spots on the podium. I know of women with sexual trauma who are adversely impacted by having biological males in their locker room without their consent. I know this because I am one of these women. I was sexually assaulted on June 3rd of 2016. I was only 16 years old. I was able to forgive my attacker. The violence against women still exists.
Look at their faces
Let
in
us
the
not forget the
background.
viral Me Too movement
Oh,
that empowered female victims to speak up. It casts a spotlight on the widespread prevalence of sexual assault and abuse, including in scholarly and educational institutions. Individuals on this committee have previously stated violence against women is all too common. I am grateful for those members who have brought awareness to the violence against women in the past, but unfortunately, there's still much to be done. As a sexual assault survivor, many policies pushed today completely ignore my experiences and many women like me. I ask the members of this committee, please consider this issue outside the lens of political affiliations and understand the true impact of ignoring the realities of womanhood. Future generations depend on us. Thank you for the opportunity to speak here today.
I would have to say that, Paula, you're amazing. Well, listen, I never seen any of these things on TV. So let's just see. Did TV talk about it? Oh no. Seems TV talked about it for 6 minutes, 21 seconds. Hold on. Let's see. Let's see what the TV said.
Right? You're a team. You spend
Oh, we got the
hours
transcript
every
over
day
here.
of the week together. What was the talk about on the team?
Before, it was just one-on-one conversations you would
I
have with
told you on
people, and you
TV.
would say, hey, like, what do you think about this? Maybe this isn't fair. But once they had that talk with us, we stopped talking to each other about it, right?
Wow.
That conversation was so scary and so frightening that we were afraid to even speak
Hold on,
amongst ourselves.
Hmm.
And at that point,
They
And
didn't even
tell
talk
you all
about it with
this.
themselves
You guys
anymore?
are tight, right? You're a team. You spend hours every day of the week
That don't make no
together.
sense.
What was the talk about on the team?
before, it was just one-on-one conversations you would have with people, and you would say, hey, like, what do you think about this? Maybe this isn't fair. But once they had that talk with us, we stopped talking to each other about it, right?
Wow.
That conversation was so scary and so frightening that we were afraid to even speak amongst ourselves.
Hmm.
And at that point, you couldn't really raise any concerns because you didn't know
I
who you
couldn't
could trust.
imagine being home and not
We
being able to
reached out
talk.
to the University of UPenn. They did not respond at this time.
Ivy League.
Going back to when
Okay.
Leah Thomas was first
Oh
competing, there
my.
was a narrative out there that the team didn't care because they just wanted to win and they were wanting to get all the championships. I thought that was odd at the time. I was like, wow, is
Why
that
would a
true?
narrative?
And now you're here to help explain that.
Yeah, so obviously Leah swimming helped us win, right? That's going to be the
I
case
mean,
no matter what.
of
But whether or not we're
course,
okay with
it's
that,
gonna be amazing.
definitely- obviously no one wants the win to feel tainted, especially since
Yeah,
there's
no.
controversy about whether in the future this could be overridden or overruled.
Mhm.
How will that change our team's records, our team scores? So obviously
can't
no one
now.
really wanted that. I think obviously nobody's in sports to win unfairly. So I don't think that narrative is
Since,
correct.
can I just ask, since you've spoken
She's
out,
so brave.
what has the reaction been? I know part of the fear of speaking out is that you're going to be either criticized by your teammates or your school, but also, of course, we know what happens online. And so now you're taking this brave step. What has the reaction been?
I've had a few teammates reach out to me and actually tell me they really support me.
Mhm.
Maybe they'll eventually speak out themselves. Mostly positive.
Like,
Obviously,
why
there's
aren't
the
anyone-
the
why
haters
aren't they
online
allowed
who
to
are gonna
talk
get
about it?
messages and people are calling me. I'm trying to ban transgender individuals from sports. That's not the case. I've never suggested that. Right? They can compete in the category they're biologically supposed to be in. So
Yeah.
that's just that's very much my
Right?
reaction.
Doesn't that make sense?
Catholic,
Yes.
right? And you sought some
Religion
spiritual
now?
guidance through all of this. And it came up at the
This
White
morning,
House back
I-
on the 14th of June, just about a week ago. I just want to get your reaction to this exchange.
What to say to parents out there who have daughters, let's say from high school.
The White House.
So worried that their daughter may have to compete against a male and worry about their daughter's safety.
That is a dangerous thing to say, that essentially transgender kids we're talking about are dangerous.
Okay, so you've lived this. I don't know how you feel about
Nobody
that
said they were
reaction.
dangerous.
So you're going to be in Washington. For what?
So this week is the anniversary of passing Title IX. So I'm going to be around Capitol Hill, making the statement.
I
clear
gotta
that we
investigate
need to
Title
regulate
IX.
Title IX and what it stands for. And I understand there's some people who are trying to rewrite that and put in individuals
That's
that
what this
identify
all
as women
about,
who
Title
fall under
IX.
Title IX.
And how we
I'm
see the
gonna
law.
be there to stand against that.
The White House spokesperson just said it's dangerous.
I think what's dangerous is having biological men in women's spaces. If you haven't seen with Peyton
Because they're
McNabb,
gonna
you
get
haven't heard about
hurt.
Loudoun County, Virginia, in the bathrooms in the high school, I think that's dangerous. And even
What
if
is
it's a
the
small number, like
other
she's trying to
state-
suggest, it doesn't make it any less dangerous for women.
And as you said, it's not being contained just to swimming. This is now across the board, cyclocross, running, swimming, powerlifting, and probably more to come.
Are in all the
You
sports.
are brave.
Yeah.
Speaking out.
Yes,
Paula-
thank you for having
Paula
me.
Scanlon, thank you for being here.
You are brave.
Good luck in Washington.
Thank you.
I'm Steve Ducey. I'm Brian Kim.
I don't hate nobody. But this don't make no sense. How you gonna have a female competing against someone who was born a male physically? And then to put them in the locker room and not be able to talk about it, we going a little too far, I think. We way too far. We're gonna have to investigate these things, find out whose policies and why, because I don't hate nobody, but I never got to vote. I never seen this to vote. If this is what we vote on, I need to know about these things. I don't want nobody getting hurt, especially someone getting hurt that's a female and playing against a male in a sport. That don't make no sense. And then forcing her and then doing psychology, that scares me. What are we doing? What are we? I don't even know how to work the computer.
Enemies Learhart, and click
You know what I
here
mean?
to subscribe to the Fox News.
We're gonna have to look into these things. We got transcripts over here. She never said one hateful thing towards anyone. Why didn't anybody want to listen to her? We're gonna have to talk about it. That's what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna talk.